for having me here today. It's a pleasure to speak with all of you in the brisk month of January, especially on this topic, which I think relates to all of us. That's one of my pieces today, is making sure that I'm speaking to an audience that can relate to the topic. And I think every one of us have heard the topic of make a goal, it's January, start fresh, 2017, woo! However, what if we don't feel the woo? What do? Very interesting, January is also the month. Mental Health states that the third Monday of January is one of the most depressing days of the entire year. Also, by January 15th, most people that make goals, 92% of them drop the goal. And so I ask you, January is supposed to be this new fresh year. Those stats actually could leave us feeling quite upset with ourselves, feeling defeated instead of inspired. And so my goal today is to help you leave here with a few components that give you a new approach to thinking about goals and really just thinking about your overall choices, your daily choices that will inspire you and motivate you in life versus leave you feeling down. So my intention today is to help you activate the flow or the energy that is within you, help you cultivate a goal that speaks to your spirit and allows you to be the truest version of yourself that aligns with you. And lastly, how can you sustain that goal with some strategies that move you forward instead of holding you back? All right, so to share a little bit about my story, this was me about a week ago. I was feeling, well, about a week and a half, I was feeling frustrated, exhausted, overwhelmed, too much. I just started to almost start to blame things, being discouraged, full of worry and impatience. And the thing is, in Proverbs, John 10:10, it states, He came so that we may live abundantly. Now this was not abundant, even though I had all the food and cheese and chocolate I could eat. I had all the clothes and things, and then I got more new stuff at Christmas. And then I had more things to put in the closet. I don't think that that's what he meant by abundance. So it led me to really go through these steps that I'm about to show you so that I could feel a sense of cleanse and a sense of lightness in my heart, so that the abundance that I was hearing of was actually abundance in experience and in energy and how I approached my life, not just in the stuff that cluttered my life. So the first one, flow. And actually, good reminder, all of you have a sheet in front of you. Please feel free to follow along with me. There's a calendar on one side, but then on the other. We will go through the 3 approaches. And you guys can follow along and feel free to take your own notes as you need to. And if anybody needs more, I have more right here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So the first one is flow. It's talking all about this energy. So over here, I love this because I'm a very visual learner. Visually, I could tell that I was right here. I was in worry and blame and disappointment. I was starting to doubt myself. I was feeling discouraged. I was even finding myself getting angrier faster at things that usually didn't affect me that way. So I knew that I needed to get up on the spiral. I needed to go this direction, but how did I do that? So the 3 things that always work for me are finding my energizers. What are some energizers? It could be simple as taking a shower. Did you know that when you take a shower, you actually wash off your negative energy? Secondly, stretching, taking a nap, maybe just cleansing out my whole refrigerator and putting it, making sure that it's just full of fresh stuff. Which brings me to declutter. So as you saw, I had some full closets there. I needed to just rid myself of some things that I didn't use, didn't create joy for me, and that just weren't serving a purpose in my life anymore. And one of the things I also made sure I did is I unplugged myself from some technology for a while. And when I did that, it allowed me to have a more grateful heart because I was able to just be more present. Okay. The next is once I've energized myself and I've gotten to a good place with my mood and my emotions, I feel like that's the good starting point to make a goal. Because January 1, I did not have that mood, so why set a goal that I was only going to feel defeated with? I'd rather set a goal when I was in my truest version of myself, because that was the goal that I was going to be able to sustain. So I ask you, I want to invite versus chase. I'm sick of chasing stuff. I want to just ask myself, what can I invite into my life? Instead of striving, I want to be able to arrive to a place that I know is comfortable and kind to me. And instead of achieving, I want to make sure that I pause so that I can receive and listen to what the prompts are in my heart. And lastly is the strategy. We all need strategies or systems in place to help maintain these goals. So these are a couple strategies for you. You could swap. Instead of thinking, what am I giving up? I want to focus on what am I replacing it with? So if I want to say, I want to have a healthier diet, I want to give up some of those carbs, I don't have to say I'm going to give up carbs. I'm going to say, you know what, I'm just going to eat quinoa instead of white rice. Or somebody could say, you know what, I'm going to journal instead of go on Facebook for 5 minutes every night. I'm going to walk outside during my lunch break instead of sit inside and feel closed in. So again, you want to focus on what you want to bring in instead of what you want to get rid of. Second strategy is combine. One of my favorite things to combine is I love some of my shows. I have some favorite shows. Tuesdays, This Is Us, I've shared that before. I love that show. However, I don't need to lay for an hour doing nothing. I could go to the gym and watch it while I'm walking on the treadmill. So I'm still getting my show in, but I'm not necessarily feeling like I've completely stopped my momentum. And lastly, writing it down. A study was done on goals, and it states that if we write it down, we're 50% more likely to accomplish it. If we tell somebody about it, that increases our chances of accomplishing it even more. And then if we give somebody the progress updates, it's guaranteed that we will accomplish that goal. So my after picture, I did just that. I have a friend that is obsessed with decluttering. So I made sure I called her. I took some before pictures that you saw, and I said, oh my gosh, any suggestions? Give me some tips. So I did what she said, and then I gave myself a time frame. Every day I picked a new task. When Avery would nap, I would give myself 2 hours. It was perfect. So Monday was closets, Tuesday was bedroom, Wednesday was kitchen, Thursday was meal prep, and getting out some different varieties of foods that I knew would nourish me. And then the weekend, I made sure I got outside and I played. I went to Flagstaff, and we had a blast. We got fresh air, we saw new sights. We were truly inspired and motivated. And I tell you, come Sunday night, it was a whole new version of me than the Sunday prior. So, I ask you, what can you do to go confidently in the direction of your dreams? And whatever that is, start today. Thank you.